By the end of 2010, Diana feels ill at home.
It was like a dizzy spell, like I was about to black out, until I actually passed out and I woke up with Evandro helping me.
And we went to the hospital. It was on a Tuesday.
They discharged me and told me it was an anxiety attack, but I continued feeling ill. I continued with those symptoms. They were getting worse. I started feeling a muscle weakness and also neurological weakness. Now I couldn't think.
Then on Friday, I rushed her to the hospital.
And through the platelets exam, they found out it was much below the normal.
It was an average of 26,000. The least it should be is 150,000.
They hospitalized me immediately because they realized it was something serious, but they couldn't point exactly what the problem was. And I started having other attacks. I couldn't remember anything until I got to a point where I couldn't remember people. I couldn't recognize my husband, my mother. I couldn't write anymore. I couldn't speak anymore.
After a week in the hospital, Diana goes into coma and is taken to the ICU where she's diagnosed.
A local hematologist doctor diagnosed I had thrombotic thrombocytopenic purpura,
also known as TTP. Its presentation is a drop in the platelets, and it can lead to a series of clinical complications, such as mental confusion. It's also very severe and very rare, so it affects 1.5 to 10 out of a million people.
When they found out it was purpura, the platelets had dropped it even more. It had dropped it to 8,000.
Now I wasn't having enough oxygenation in the brain to have the body's normal functions.
Without the proper medical care, it can rapidly develop into a neurological degeneration and death. There's an actual risk of death that's around 80 to 90% without proper care.
My blood was completely black. This started the hematologists. Every day they would pierce me to do blood exams and nothing would happen.
Every time I would get to the hospital, the doctor would shake his head like this and say, "Look, she's not responding."
It was so neurologically bad that even my mom would ask me this. "But where's your faith, my daughter?" And I'd answer her, "Mom, I don't know where it is. I don't know what's happening. I don't even know who I am."
I had to put my faith in action for her.
I was in the ICU around 25 to 30 days. They verified my exam results were getting better. But I tell them, I'm not feeling all right yet. There is something happening.
When she got home, she would show a clear picture of weakness. She started to feel the same symptoms she had felt before going to the hospital.
At home, I remember I kneeled down one day before going back to the hospital because I knew I'd be hospitalized. I had to put my faith into practice, and God has spoken a word into my heart. Whoever calls on the name of the Lord shall be saved. And I said, Lord, I'm calling on you. Next day in the morning, I went to the emergency room. They did all the exams again. It was worse. I was hospitalized. Seeing it was an autoimmune disease, it didn't depend only on the coagulation. It depended actually that my immune system would regenerate itself and change that picture. But I knew it would neither be me nor the doctor. It was God who had to work a miracle.
When the doctor said there was nothing else to be done, that we could only wait, we were fully convinced. We were sure that God wouldn't fail in that situation.
I heard the demons themselves speaking in my ear. People think this is a joke, this is a fabrication, but they do exist. And I heard them telling me, you will die of this disease. I will kill you with this disease. And in that moment, I would pray. I would lay my hand on my own head. I'd cast out that evil. That was when the results soon came back. In less than 2 weeks, I was feeling fine.
In January 2011, she received her clean bill of health.
Diana was recommended by the doctors not to get pregnant because it was life-threatening for her and for her baby.
When he said that to me, I thought, no, I can't believe I'm hearing this. I was recently married and my biggest dream was to be a mother. And Dr. Soares always says, when God works a miracle in your life, he starts a cycle of miracles. And then in 2017, I got pregnant. And I wasn't planning it. Everything was just fine until that on the 23rd of September, 2017, Giovanna was born, a preterm birth with 31 weeks.
She was born with asphyxia. She was born with the little cord wrapped around her neck. She was born purple. I said, no, God, I don't accept this. You haven't permitted us to get this far for the child to lose her life. 5 minutes later, after she was born, she was able to breathe.
In less than 30 days, Giovanna was out of the ICU and she had no after effect. And then I knew God had completed his work in her life and in my life as well.
She's a perfect and healthy child.
Thank God I have no health issues today. I'm perfectly healthy for the glory of God. I have no doubt that it is very good to serve God and it is worthwhile to trust Him every day.